Hey everybody, hope you're well, and it's James here over the Part-Time Entrepreneur, and today we're going to look at the ICO review for INS. Before we start, I do have to say that this ICO review is in partnership with INS, and also that everything that you hear today are my own personal views and not to be taken as any financial or investment advice. However, I do have 16 years working in this particular industry, so hopefully I can really open up on some of the key points and really help you understand what INS is trying to do within the industry. So I'm going to start with the absolute Billy basics. We're going to build a foundation, we're going to look at some market data, and then I'm going to tell you how INS will all fit into this and some examples as well to sort of bring it to life. But the first thing we need to understand is FMCG. What is it? Well, it's fast moving consumer goods, and these are all the things that you'd find in your supermarket, from fresh goods, from fruit and salads, to your favorite pop, or cleaning products and all these types of things. So anything that you find in a supermarket is fast moving consumer goods. So FMCG is big business. Now, as we can see here across all the different countries, that we spend quite a significant amount of our monthly income on groceries. It's a huge business. The Walmart family are one of the richest families in the world, and you also know them. They're linked with Asda and obviously in America as well. So huge business. We know that the online part is growing massively, and by 2020 it's going to be 290 billion, which is absolutely huge. And we know that there's 7,000 manufacturers in the UK, there's 4 retailers with 76% market share, so they have a real dominant presence there, and they're servicing 25 million households. This is big business, not just in the UK, but in every single country. And as we can see here, it just really sort of highlights how many key retailers and how much of the percentage of the market they control. And there's very few retailers, but they control a massive amount of the market. The other thing to understand is what is the dynamics and what is happening to sort of like the marketplace where you do your grocery shopping. And it's real simple, and we'll work from left to right here. So hypermarkets, those are the ones where massive store out of town, you go do that big shop and you'd get all the freezer goods and you'd shop for a month. Those sort of shopping habits have just pretty much died, along with the hypermarkets. The supermarkets is where you'd normally do your weekly shop. Again, seeing that in decline. And the main reason for that is because more and more people are shopping on a more regular basis. So in an average month, people will shop at just under 12 different stores. So that's absolutely massive in terms of where people are going to the shop, and also convenience is playing a big part. So that's like your Tesco's Express and all those type of shops, where we're more picky, we're more choosy. You change your mind halfway through the week, and we end up doing 3 or 4 shops instead of the one big shop. Hence why that's growing quite well. And then obviously the discounters, the rise of Aldi and Lidl, they've been absolutely huge. Their own sort of brands, great products, and knocking them out at half the price sometimes. So they've obviously attracted a whole bunch of new people in. But the big one is online. It's not the biggest at the moment, but it definitely will be in the future. It plays into 3 key trends, which is technology. So it's easy to do. You can do it on your phone. You can do it while on your break at work or whatever. You can just order your groceries, job done. The other thing is that it's convenient. Now, we just want things at a touch of a button now. We can't be bothered to wait. Things like, great example is Blockbusters and Netflix, where you'd have to go to the drive to the video shop to get it, and it could be an hour, where now you just press a button and you've got your favourite films. And the other one is that we just purely don't have the time to do it. The more that we work, the more that we take on in life. We want to go see our mates more. We want to see our families. We want to do all these different things. We don't really want to go shopping. So this makes it dead simple. On your app, boom, job done. Someone turns up, delivers it. You just got to put it in the cupboard. Job done. You don't have to deal with the queuing and all these types of things. It's really simple, and that's why it's growing. What is driving those behaviours in terms of when we spend money? And the key thing is price. And that's a massive factor, and this is where INS will really come into play when I talk about some factors later on. There's obviously other things of obviously product quality, convenience, promotions, all these types of things that will feed our decisions in terms of what we buy. So after that, hopefully that's given you a bit of context, a bit of foundation, and we're going to move into what is INS. It's an online grocery purchase platform powered by blockchain for FMCG companies. And as we've talked about, these are, these could be branded companies like Kellogg's or the Coca-Colas of the world. what INS has done, if they've put together this ecosystem where there's no need for a retailer, and that allows manufacturers to go direct to consumers, so this peer-to-peer platform, and in that they're able to generate a whole bunch of savings because they're not having to go to the retailers, there's no overheads for shops, all these different types of things are just completely wiped out. Therefore there is a saving to be had. The other thing is as well, there's so many good local products, but they don't have the supply chain, the marketing, all the different things to be able to go on a national level. So what this ecosystem will do, it will appeal to the larger and the smaller companies to be able to get their products out there so people can purchase them. And they will also have a bespoke rewards plan. So each manufacturer can use the INS tokens in such a way to incentivize against, maybe people that buy regular products, products that they want you to buy more. They maybe want you to buy some MPD and trial it, so they'll give you some tokens as a reward for doing it, and just creating a better online experience for these guys. But what are the problems they're trying to solve? So the first one is obviously trade spend. And for anyone that doesn't know what trade spend is, this is where a supplier will give a retailer X amount of money to be able to run a promotion. So that's to obviously fund the price and also maybe some activation. And what they're saying here is that some of the data shows that not all of that money is transferring from the supplier through to the end consumer, which is the you and I who go and buy it in the shops. Because it's centralized, it's obviously there's a lot of overheads, it's very costly. So this decentralized platform will offer greater savings. And the other thing is it will just wipe out some of the supply chain inefficiencies. So at the moment there's a whole bunch of waste because products have to go from one warehouse to another to another to another by the time it gets to a shop, and then it's just crazy. So this is really going to help in this situation. And also there's, when we talk about waste and all these different things, there's so many pressures on suppliers at the moment for, we've got things like Brexit, so the pound isn't as strong against the euro, so when we buy stuff in or import it, it costs more. Also you've got fluctuations in prices of ingredients, so that's constantly on the up at the moment. So again, it's costing more. Anything that you import is costing even more on top of that, and it creates a lot of pressure for suppliers, yet at the same time they're still wanting to deliver this great value to the marketplace. Also, it's going to reduce food miles. So on average in America, food travels 1,500 miles, which is just crazy. It's not good for the environment, and sort of longer term, we need to really be thinking smart and clever about these distribution networks and how we get food to people, because in this day and age, nobody should be going hungry and all these types of things, and everyone should have access to food. But when we're wasting money like this, it's just crazy. And the other thing is this buying power abuse that they talk about. So obviously this is something that they've investigated into, and where these, in certain countries, so, if we take Portugal for instance, there's 3 big players now, 90% of the market, so they really do have the rule of the roost there, and sometimes that can work for the consumer, and also in some occasions it can work against the consumer, and it's the ones that work against the consumer that they're really sort of concerned about. So how does it all work? In the orange you can see the flow of where the INS tokens will be used. So they'll be used by manufacturers to create loyalty and promotional programs, so obviously incentivizing us to buy their products with giving us tokens. We can then collect the tokens and we can then use it to pay for our shopping, along with obviously other currencies such as fiat, so it would be euros, pounds, whatever the local currency is for that country. And obviously a key thing for manufacturers is that they're going to be able to do more cross-marketing rewards, so they can hook up with another brand, another company, and go, hey, we'll put these 2 products together, they make sense. So for instance, Rice Krispies and chocolate, or cooking chocolate, so you can make cakes, makes a lot of sense. But trying to do that at the moment, you need the 2 suppliers, you need the retailers to interact. They might sit in different categories, different financial pots, all different things, and you get quite complex. Where with this, it's going to be really, really simple to be able to do those cross-category purchases, and also incentivize people to do them with the INS tokens. So it's going to be especially for the manufacturers, it's going to be a really good tool to, 1, incentivize people, but 2, they're going to get a whole bunch of real instant data. So at the moment there's lots of things like Nielsen data, and also that data is collected over time, and then you can have a look at it. And a lot of some of the data what happens is they take a small chunk and then they exaggerate it up to sort of represent what the UK is doing or whatever. However, with this, you can have real-time data from everybody that's active within the INS program, and that's got everything from consumption habits, what area people from, pretty much the same statistics that you can get from Facebook. So it's really going to be comprehensive. The other great thing about this is that they already have a couple of the big players on board. Now, Unilever, Mars, we've all heard of them, the big players. Also, we've seen some of the brands here. I'm sure you've used at least one of them on one occasion, at least, mentioning no brands there. But, we are very brand led as people. Majority of our shopping is, the private label stuff's getting very good, but we love our brands, and these guys are already on board. And I have something called the domino effect, which I really think will come into play in terms of INS. And this is basically, you're going to have, the Unilevers and Mars, they sign up. They then are able to offer these great discounts on their products, so they're going to be cheaper than anywhere else, so cheaper than the supermarkets, cheaper than the other online retailers. So people are going to go shop there because it's cheaper. Makes more sense, doesn't it? If you're going to save money by doing pretty much the same activity, just shifting from one app to the next, it makes real easy sense. So people are going to start buying those products. However, they're not going to be able to buy some other brands, so they're going to just switch into maybe a Unilever brand or like a type of bleach or something like that, for example. So the competitors are on the outside thinking, well, we're starting to lose market share, and every company every year has targets to grow. Nobody actively has targets to decline their business. Every business is out there to grow their business year on year and deliver value back to the stockholders or whoever. It might be a family business or whatever. So you've got all these things in play. So now the competitors are looking at Mars and Unilever and going, hang on a minute, they're stealing loads of our customers. Our brands are now in decline because they're able to buy these other brands really cheap on this platform. Why aren't we on it? Let's get on it and let's get our fair share of that market. And then all of a sudden, all the other brands will pile in, and then all of a sudden it become mainstream. And this is where the magic will happen, and this token will really start to fly. Now, these guys are very, very experienced within this online grocery space. These are the founders of Instamart, and if you're in the industry and you're doing all these great things and you've got a great hold, they've just noticed that they can use and utilize blockchain to really make a huge difference in the marketplace and really shake it up and give it a bit of a, it's been very stale for a long time. Probably the last big thing that happened was Ocado doing online, and then everyone sort of followed suit. And that was maybe, I don't know, maybe 8-10 years ago. So this is like completely new. It's really going to shake up the marketplace. So here's the team. Now, I've spoken to Peter personally. Obviously wanted to get some real good information about the company. We spent a long time talking. He answered all of my questions. Very astute, very switched on guy. Very impressed with him. It's no surprise. He's from Goldman Sachs. He's worked at IBM. He has a Harvard MBA business degree. The guy is really switched on. Not only that, you got Dimitri as well, who's got loads of experience within the venture capital sector, and also he's been within cryptocurrency for about 5 years. You've also got the other Dimitri as well, loads of experience in terms of cryptography, over 12 years. He's got 4 years experience within the blockchain sector and over 2,000 citations as well. And obviously you've got some massive Russian investors here as well at Mail RU too. And again, their advisory team is incredibly strong. You've got Ilya here, who is the co-founder of Bancor. Some solid experience there. You've got Michael Turpin as well from BitAngels, but not only that, he's launched 40 successful ICOs. And you've got Ilya, who probably most recently the Black Moon ICO, which raised over $30 million. So that was incredibly successful. So the key thing is, where does the token value come from? And first of all, the supplier must hold a certain amount of coins to be able to partake in the ecosystem. So first of all, you get this first piece of demand. Obviously, the more people or more suppliers that get involved, the greater demand for the tokens, and therefore the price of the token will go up. They'll use these for their loyalty programs. So all of a sudden they'll be paying them out, and it'll be something like a club card type thing. So people will get every now and again when they buy a certain product, and they get tokens, and it will drop into their wallet or whatever. Now they can then use those tokens to pay for their shopping. So they might buy a particular product from a particular supplier, and they can use those tokens to obviously claim that back. That'll obviously go back to the supplier, and they're able to reuse those tokens within the ecosystem. And as more and more people join into the ecosystem, the more and more tokens there will be there. So all of a sudden you get this self-perpetuating ecosystem, and the value will generate itself. They have a really clear roadmap in terms of where they're going. Some of the big developments will be is that they are, obviously conversations I've had, is that they're going to do some trials in a few countries. So they're going to start off in Moscow. There is another country that will be confirmed quite soon. And then they're looking at some other places, especially Australia and the UK, because these are obviously very big markets to go and play in. So obviously all unconfirmed at the moment, just conversations. So, but it gives you a bit of a flavour of where these guys are going. They want to hit hard, and they want to really make an impact. And then you've got Q4, so the end of 2018 is when the big launch will happen. So this for me is, it's a long-term hold. It's not a short-term. So they're targeting some key cities throughout the world, and obviously these are high-density places where they can really start to get some traction in terms of the project. But for me, I think it's a long-term. But if they can get the traction, and I think they're looking for something at least 3% of the marketplace, which will be absolutely huge, at least 10 billion based on numbers that I've seen recently. So it's a huge chunk of the marketplace. These guys also have a really comprehensive website. There's loads of videos on there, how everything works, how things get to the consumer. It's proper good. I really like it. You can look at all their advisory boards. Very slick, very professional website. They're also, make sure that you follow these guys on Twitter as well. Get all the latest updates, all the stuff that's happening, because this can be a long-term project, so you're going to want to be aware of all the different things that are happening. And then here is a wallet. So this is their dashboard. And what you can see here is you've got your referral link. There's all the steps. You can sort of figure out how much you want to buy. You can pick all the different coins that you want to get. And if we look at on payments, there's nothing there at the moment, but obviously when you buy, the tokens will drop into there as well. So really slick website. So here are some of the ICO details. First of all, if you're in early, you're going to get a discount, and if you invest a decent amount, then you're also going to get a discount. So all good in that sense. The other thing is that you may have got something called an INSP token dropped into your MyEther wallet. Basically, what this will allow you to do is the platform that we've just looked at, you can deposit just one of those tokens in, and that will allow you a 5% discount, which is pretty cool. Now, if you've got those INS tokens, you've got 777 of them, or whatever number it is, you only need one token to be able to activate that discount, and you can send some of those tokens to your friends and get them involved as well. So that's pretty cool. And also they have a 5% referral program as well. So these guys are really sort of helping to incentivize and obviously get this investment in so they can really make this platform work. I'm also glad to see that Litecoin is on the menu. I absolutely love Litecoin. Obviously, most people know that I mine Litecoin. And it's great to see that people are using this as well on the ICOs. But again, a whole plethora of cryptocurrencies you can use here, from Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dash, and also the bank transfers as well. Now, when the tokens are released by INS, they're going to be an EIP20 token. So it is a real token. It's just a holding token. So when the whole INS platform goes live, the real tokens will then be distributed, and it will just be a swap for swap. What you're going to get, they've got a soft cap of 30,000 and a hard target of 100,000. It's going to take place on November the 27th at 11 AM GMT time, and 1 ETH will get you 300 INS. So that's roughly going to work out at about $1.09 for each token. So what are the cons of the project? So first one is it's very ambitious. They're taking on a whole huge marketplace here. Going to upset maybe a few people, or retailers shall we say, but I think the whole space just needs shaking up. They need mass adoption to thrive, so they really will need some big players on board to help make this happen. It will be a long-term investment. I don't see this as, you know, a 5-10 minute flip it type investment. This is, you know, you believe in the project, you understand how all the trends and metrics are and what they're trying to solve with the INS platform, and hold in long term. Some of the things they need to get it right first time, but talking to Peter, you know, they've got trials in place, they're doing a whole bunch of stuff, so when they do launch and scale it, that it will be absolutely bob on. And the other thing is that they're really working it to be a break-even platform, so there needs to be some real tight control of costs to be able to do that. You know, it'd be nice to see them running at least some profit, just in case to balance the books there. So here are the pros. Now, I've kept it to one page because there would have been reams of pages of pros for this actually. But the key ones are, it's a real life solution to a real life problem. And with the INS platform, it can be globally scalable to every single country. You're going to get 30% saving on your online groceries. Now that is just huge. Who's not going to want to save money on their shopping? And actually it could encourage people to shop online more, because if they go to the normal store, they're going to be paying a premium, pretty much is the way they're going to see it. Now I don't think those stores will go away anytime soon, because we're always going to go, oh, Dave's coming around for tea, I haven't got anything, I've only got 10 minutes, and you nip to the shop. So those shops are never going to go away, they're always going to be there. But our shopping habits in terms of those bigger shops will be that we do that more online. They also have an incredibly strong team, not just their core foundation team, but also their advisory team as well. And that's what I really want to see when you want projects to really succeed. For suppliers, there's bespoke reward and loyalty programs. And I know from personal experience that some of the programs haven't always worked. You don't always get the results, and you can't always get the data to be able to understand what worked and what didn't work. And with this particular INS platform, you're going to have all of that, and you're also going to have it in real time. So that is a very valuable tool for manufacturers to use to be able to do and promote the right things. And also they already have some big players on board. So when we talked about that domino effect, I can see others joining up very, very quickly, just because no one's going to miss out. No one wants to miss out on this huge opportunity. So these guys are getting the Lamborghini 9 out of 10. One of the highest ratings I've ever given, and really just based on the fact that I work in the industry and I can see this absolutely working 100%. So for that reason, that's why they're getting this score, and also the team and everything as well. Now, if you would like the chance to win 100 INS tokens, then stay tuned to the very end of this video and I will tell you how you can do that. If you're new to cryptocurrency, you don't know what a MyEther wallet is, you don't have a trading strategy, anything like that, then this course might be perfect for you to help you get started, and the link is below in the YouTube channel. So if you want to be in with a chance to win 100 INS tokens, then all you'll need to do is click on the link below, the referral link, join up, make a small deposit when the ICO is live, share this video, and once you do that, take a screenshot, join the cryptocurrency community group and post that photo. You will all then go into a lucky dip as such, and I'm going to do it live, and at the end of the ICO someone will win those 100 INS tokens and I will transfer them into your account. And also, if you want to post on social media, then please use @INS_ecosystem and really help this project to get off the ground. If you like the videos, then please like and subscribe to the channel. And if there are any ICOs that you'd like me to look at, then please leave some comments below. All right, thanks guys.